Okay, let's be real for a second. Have you ever opened up that property tax bill, taken one look at those numbers, and just felt an immediate wave of stress wash right over you? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. Figuring out exactly how these taxes are calculated, where your money is actually going, and how to pay them without getting hit by sneaky hidden fees or penalties can be a total headache. But don't worry, because you're in the right place. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking the incredibly overwhelming world of property taxes and turning it into your absolute foolproof guide to understanding and easily paying your Iowa property taxes online. We are going to make sure you have the indispensable knowledge you need for a totally error-free experience, especially if you're dealing with Johnson County. So here's our quick roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover 1. Understanding your property taxes. 2. The payment deadlines. 3. This tricky thing called the Johnson versus Iowa trap. 4. Paying online, step by step. And 5. Pro tips for taxpayers.
All right, let's jump right into part 1, understanding your property taxes. So you might be wondering, where exactly do your property tax dollars actually go? I mean, when that money leaves your bank account, what is it really funding? It's pretty common to think it just vanishes into some massive, faceless government vault, right? But the reality is actually way more localized. These dollars are literally the lifeblood of your immediate community, directly funding essential services like public safety, street maintenance, utilities, and even your local parks.
To put this into perspective, let's look at Lynn County as a quick example. You might assume the county government takes the lion's share, right? Well, actually, a surprisingly small 16% funds county operations. A massive 84% goes directly to your local cities, your school districts, and other taxing bodies. Even if you live in a rural area where the county share is slightly more, maybe around a third, the vast majority of your payment is still being pushed outward to keep your local day-to-day services running smoothly.
Now, how is your actual bill calculated? It's not just one person sitting in an office demanding a check. It is actually an 18-month, highly collaborative process. First, the assessor estimates your property's market value. Second, the state of Iowa applies a rollback to limit taxable growth. Third, local governments adopt their budgets after public hearings. And finally, the auditor establishes the exact tax rate required to fund those budgets. The county treasurer, they just collect the final amount. It is a really complex, multi-layered system.
Moving on to part 2, the payment deadlines. Okay, mark your calendars because there are 2 absolutely crucial payment cycles in Iowa. Your total property tax bill is actually paid in 2 installments. The first half is due on September 1st, and, this is the big one, it officially becomes delinquent after September 30th. The second half is due on March 1st and goes delinquent after March 31st. People get caught off guard by the strictness of these end-of-the-month cutoffs all the time. For example, if you're mailing a physical check, the U.S. Postal Service postmark is literally the only date they care about. Writing an earlier date on the check yourself won't save you. You absolutely have to beat that delinquency date.
Because what happens if you miss it? A super steep 1.5% penalty drops on you. That late fee kicks in immediately on October 1st and April 1st if you miss those crucial deadlines. And remember, that is 1.5% per month. It adds up incredibly fast, which is exactly why getting online and paying digitally is hands down your safest and most efficient route.
All right, on to part 3, the Johnson versus Iowa trap.
This is a huge one. We see so many people searching online to pay taxes in Johnson, Iowa County. But here is the catch. Legally and administratively, there is no such thing. They are entirely separate jurisdictions. Johnson County is very populated, urban, and it's home to Iowa City and the University of Iowa. Iowa County, on the other hand, is located directly to its west, with its county seat in Marengo, and it is primarily rural and agricultural. Each has its own distinct treasurer. If your property is in Johnson County, but you accidentally route your digital payment to the Iowa County treasurer, your payment is going to fail, and you could easily miss that deadline we just talked about. You have to know exactly which county your real estate sits in.
Let's get into the how-to with Section 4, paying online step by step.
So the platform you'll actually be using is called Iowa Tax and Tags, or ITANT for short. This was launched back in 2006 by a group of county treasurers to create one unified, highly secure online presence. You can see official documentation here from the Polk County Treasurer validating just how secure, trusted, and convenient this shared online platform really is. You aren't using some sketchy third-party vendor, you are using the official payment gateway endorsed by the counties themselves so you can pay online, not in line.
All right, here are the exact steps to navigate the system. Before you begin, gather your property identification number, your tax bill, and your banking info. Step 1, navigate directly to iowataxandtags.org. You definitely want to type that straight into your browser to avoid any weird phishing scams on search engines. Step 2, select your specific county. Carefully choose Johnson County, or whichever one applies to you, from the map or dropdown. Step 3, search for your parcel. You can use your parcel number, owner name, or just a really concise street address, like typing 123 Main instead of spelling out 123 Main Street. Step 4, verify your escrow status. We'll talk more about this in a second, but the system actually alerts you if your bank is already paying your taxes, which is a lifesaver. Once you're through that, you simply select your payment method and hit submit.
Wrapping things up with Section 5, Pro Tips for Taxpayers.
First pro tip, and this is a massive money saver, watch the payment fees. If you pay using an e-check, which just requires typing in your bank routing and account numbers, you pay a flat administrative fee of only 30 cents. Just 30 cents. However, if you swipe a credit card, you're hit with a non-refundable convenience fee of approximately 2.2%. To put that into real numbers, on a $4,000 tax bill, an e-check costs you 30 cents, while a credit card fee will cost you over $88. Yeah, always opt for the e-check if you want to keep that money in your own pocket.
Let's rapid fire a few more insider best practices. Number 1, create an ITAT portfolio account. This securely saves your parcel numbers and past payment details so you don't have to go hunting for that physical statement every 6 months. Number 2, and pay attention if you are paying from a business or trust account here, you absolutely must contact your bank and whitelist ACH Company ID 00079161. If you skip this, your bank's security filters might actually block the payment, resulting in a $30 county return fee and potentially those late penalties we discussed. And number 3, always pay at least 5 days prior to the deadline. ACH transfers have a processing lag, right? So giving yourself a 5-day buffer ensures that if you accidentally make a typo entering your account number, you have time to fix it before those 1.5% late fees trigger. Finally, I want to leave you with this quick question. Have you actually checked your mortgage escrow status before paying? Seriously, because annual property tax statements are mailed directly to you and not your mortgage company, it is 100% up to you to verify if your lender has already escrowed and paid the taxes on your behalf. If you don't check, you might accidentally double pay. Now, the ITAT system will usually flag it if the escrow company has requested the bill, but it's always best practice to verify with your lender around August and January. Real quick, just a reminder that the information provided in this explainer is accurate to the best of our knowledge at the time of recording, and you should always consult the official Johnson County or Iowa Tax and Tags website for the most current and specific details. So take a breath, gather those documents, and use these steps to confidently conquer your tax bill online today.